dirt. Excavators rip up the land they hurt. Haul trucks roll a thunderous sound. Digging deep where treasures are found. The gold is black, the gold is pure. The grind is real, the pain's obscure. But we'll fight on through sweat and blood for wealth that waits in the mud. Hammer down, break the chains. In the dust we feel the pain. Through the smoke, through the flames, we'll mine the earth and stake our claim. Crush the earth, tear it apart. With iron fists we'll steal its heart. Excavators scream, haul trucks roar. We mine the depths out of ore. Wash the gold, the black and cold. Dig through the dark, we take control. With steel and fire we blaze the trail. In the blind we will prevail. Beneath the earth, a world unknown. We carve through stone to claim the throne. Washing gold in river stain, where blood and sweat have been ordained. The hull trucks roar, the engines cry as we push forward, never shy. A mountain's weight, a burden's toll. We dig the earth and take its soul. Hammer down, break the chains. In the dust we feel the pain. Through the smoke, through the flames, we'll mine the earth and stake our claim. Crush the earth, tear it apart. With iron fists we'll steal its heart. Excavators scream, haul trucks roar. We mine the depths out of ore. Watch the gold, the black and cold. Dig through the dark, we take control. With steel and fire we blaze the trail. In the blind we will prevail. We will prevail. Tunnels deep and caverns wide. We're the miners, we don't hide. We strike the earth, we crush the stone. Forged in fire, we take the throne. Cold, blood in the dirt, we sacrifice, we feel the hurt. Metal screams, engines scream in the belly of the machine. Crush it, grind it down. Coal and gold, we own this crowd. Break the stone, tear the sky. In the depth we rise, we climb. Crush the earth, tear it apart. With iron fists we'll steal its heart. Excavators scream, haul trucks roar. We mine the depths out of ore. Watch the gold, the black and cold. Dig through the dark, we take control. With steel and fire we blaze the trail. In the blind we will prevail. Scream the engines, let them howl. In the blackened earth we prowl. Mind breaking, forging fate. In the earth we dominate. We dominate.
Yo, what's going on, dirt nerds? We are here. And in, well, it wouldn't be a normal podcast without a storm going on. And, well, one of us being sick. That's be Christian. So you're going to hear some coughing. You're going to hear, it just never fails. It always is one of those things. One of us gets sick or there's a windstorm. So if we lose power, nothing I can really do about that. But let's cross our fingers and hope that everything's going to be good today, guys. We are just going to be playing today. We have a couple guys in here. We have Wacy, Grumpy, and Christian play with us today. So we are going to be just letting them run some stuff. I'm just going to be the cameraman today. And Christian will be selecting your guys' questions that you'll see. He'll pick a question. It'll pop up on the screen, and he's going to answer your question the best of what he's willing to answer. And kind of go from there, guys. Just a chill thing. This is not an official thing, even though Christian's here. This is just a chill chat, hang out, relax. Please keep the vibes chill. If you guys have any complaints, there is a place over on the NMC Discord if you want to do a suggestion or bug reports. Not here to go crazy or anything like that. Like I said, we're just trying to hang out, relax, enjoy the game, chat with the developer. Instead of just seeing him type in Discord, we get to bring him in here and chill out and relax, bros. And it's been a crazy week for the dev team, myself, Grumpy, and the rest of the testers, trying to make sure we're getting these things ready for you guys, bringing you guys the content you guys have been used to throughout the years. I think this is our 8th podcast with Christian over the last 3 years. So we did this is also kind of a big one too, because it's kind of like an anniversary stream as well, because the anniversary was literally just on the 31st of October. That deadline kind of got pushed back a little bit for that stream. So this is also kind of a thing, as well. So Also, too, as a reminder to you guys, I do have the notifications and stuff like that turned off so it doesn't get interfere with the things that Christian is saying. So much love for the things. My wife will actually be giving you guys your shout outs and saying thank you and stuff like that periodically through the stream, or I'll come through and give you guys stuff. So any subscriber notifications, stuff like that will be, or then the sounds are turned off. So, but I do appreciate you guys as always. But other than that, let's get chatting with these guys because, well, today's show is Christian's. Christian's gonna be answering the chat, running my stream. So have fun with that. Let me tab back into Discord, get at this. I've chatted out you guys enough in the last couple days. So what's going on, guys?
Hello.
Just digging.
Just digging, huh? Yeah, it's been a long road for you guys this last 5 months.
Yeah. That's one way to put it.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've been gone for like 4 months pretty much, but that was an interesting ordeal, right?
Yeah.
I remember Christian's like, "Hey, where you been, bro?" And I'm like, he's like, "You alive?"
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah. Got a bit worried there when you...
Just kind of ghosted you right on the update launch, huh?
Well, you didn't just ghost me, you ghosted everyone, so...
Yeah, it was I literally, like I was telling chat, I literally had, and this was for the automation update, one of the biggest updates I was super happy to get ready to cover. And it was one of those things where it was like, we were getting ready to do a podcast, we were getting ready to do all the release stuff like normal.
Yeah.
And it was just like, gone, right? I was even trying to figure out how I could get some of my content released while being in the hospital, and I was like, that's just not gonna happen. Right. So doctors and everybody took all my phones and stuff away, and they were like, no. So that was it was the only update I've actually missed in 3 years. I was a little sad, a little choked on that. I know the community was too, but we're back.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Get this moving. We got Grumpy, and we got Wasey and the baggers, and Christian's over here running with the shovels. Something you normally don't see on my stream, so the shovels being ran. The usual overworked dev voice. Yeah, he's
voice. Yeah, yeah. Yes, correct. I'm slightly sick as well, so you're gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah, we're not like sound engineer producers cutting out, on a delay, cutting out cough noises and swears and
No, you're just gonna have to live with whatever this is.
Yeah. No official / unofficial official type thing. We're just chilling, boys. We're just chilling today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Any question you want to click on, Christian? You have full control over Twitch, YouTube vertical, as well as the YouTube horizontal. It'll show up on all of the streams. So anything you're wanting to answer or you're willing to discuss, that's completely up to you, my man.
No. Just kidding. But
no questions for you. We're just here to play, guys. No questions.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to drive my cable and be left alone under my cork tree.
So what you're saying is you want T-Bone to challenge you at Clash of the Operators?
Yes. I mean, that would be entertainment, wouldn't it?
Yeah. We were actually, the last time we did Clash of the Operators, the chat was like, we want to see the devs battle. And T-Bone was trying to get me to give him the map, and I was like, never gonna happen.
Of course.
You just had to rig it, dude. I was like, nope. Gotta be raw and real, buddy.
Yeah. Will there come some elevator to the game so I can make a mine like old times? Yes. There will.
He wasn't supposed to say that. T-Bone.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's the benefit of the overworked dev voice. you might get more than what we have bargained for. I'm just gonna do a simple one. Any plans to add a double ripper shank to the dozers? Yeah, and a triple one. I think we have a winch laying somewhere as well for them.
Oh.
But yeah. The winches are part of a different, well, obviously part of a crane thingy. So, yeah, that's for a bit later.
The dig height on the large bagger here is about, what, 15 meters, Grumpy?
Oh, I'll have to look at my own notes, but I think so.
If not, all that information is actually in the video that I just put out today on the recap of the live stream that we did yesterday.
So big one is 16 meters above grade and 7 meters below grade to the center of the bucket. And the bucket's about 8 meters tall.
Grumpy, you got your GPS on today too?
I do.
All right, I'm going to switch to Grumpy view for a second here, guys. And Grumpy can show you the new and improved GPS that was literally just fixed to what yesterday.
Big Teddy Gaming asked for the cruise control. You don't have to worry about that. Grumpy is testing me every single update about that. So he's in the same boat as you.
Where's that water? Actually,
Yeah.
no, mine was all I just wanted to hide HUD, man. That's all I really wanted. I'm happy now.
So I'm trying to cut this down to a nice even grade. You can see that the GPS is doing a pretty nice job of keeping me close there.
It's also relative to your position.
Yeah.
I managed to double click something or
That's okay. Just hit clear and then click on the original comment you wanted.
Oh wait, I actually managed to do some auto thing.
Yeah, okay, you hit the auto.
Yeah. Oh.
Of course, Dopey's comic's the one that stays up there on the auto. Great.
Yeah, for Dopey about the purple jumpsuit, I'm gonna. Yeah, if it hadn't been a massive waste of resources, I would have made sure that just for Dopey, everything in the game would have been purple except the jumpsuit.
just a null character that's like T-pose and everything else is purple except for that.
Yes. And we can just do this for fun, which no, I messed this up. About the levels and skill tree, yes, we will be expanding on that. And for the brisket or pulled pork, I've actually had pulled pork today for dinner, so I think that answers that.
It's a new system, guys. We're just implementing this yesterday, so hopefully you guys are enjoying being able to see your comments on the screen and him getting to them. We're going to make a shorter video of the responses, so that way you guys can watch back and you don't have to maybe click through the whole live.
Yeah. It's a little difficult because it's a little delayed. So he's looking at the stream and you can see him pop up, and then it takes a minute for him to clear and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, clearing, that was a thing as well. But about cutting out all the responses. So would that ruin your day if I just set it to auto and highlighted all of them?
No?
Well, actually, it would make your day very easily because you could just do one large video. That wasn't as fun as.
Like that wasn't as fun as just clicking on what I want.
Yeah.
Have the power, he says. Yes.
Yes.
Also, too, he's got combined chat, so he sees everything from everywhere, so all the platforms. So
Yeah, and if I miss something, just ask it again. But this is a fun one. How big is a team in Out of War? I think we are a total of 6 developers at the moment. I think so.
oh, that's right. You
Everybody's
did
gonna have.
the last podcast you guys had that we had together with you guys. You just had gotten, I think, 2 new people.
Yes, that would be correct. I think. So yeah, we have 2 new guys focusing on maps. And then the following question would be, well, there are no new maps. Well, no, but you're gonna see why in the future. Do we have an estimated release date for this update? It's soon.
They've been digging me for like every day since we started putting the stuff out.
Yeah. Basically, when we give it to Split, it's mostly just fine-tuning and just fixing all the things that he has managed to break during that time.
Yep. Sorry, boys.
Yeah. I'm grateful for all the compliments and stuff in the chat, but I won't be highlighting that since it isn't really interesting for me to respond to.
Appreciative, but you know.
Yeah, it's super appreciative, but it doesn't make for great content if I just sit here and. What about basic mirrors? That has been our topic since forever, and we actually have an internal ETA for this now, or we have a plan for it, which we haven't had for a very long time because there's been a ton of other things that has been more important. But now we are getting to basic mirrors.
Along with basic mirrors, will that include something like maybe something like the baggers, a camera view of like the discharge sheet or something? Could that go along with that kind of thing?
That's a very good question as well. I don't know. This is one of those things that we know how to do it. It's just that it gets quite far down the priority list of things.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, a viewport would be great for the discharge shoot for all the players that like playing in cab. Same thing with the mirrors. I know that we get that question a lot during the podcast is mirrors.
Yeah. Any reason the tracks on the big bucket will got changed? Will you see them back? This is simply. We had these tracks that we have now at the start, and then I added them because I took the other tracks because I thought it looked nicer. And I don't know if I forgot to. Usually when I put them up for like posing for pictures and stuff, they aren't the real baggers, and I just either forgot or something to actually push the other tracks to those. But you can always just buy the tracks in the store and just swap them out on the bagger if they don't come with the other tracks.
think the question you might be referring to is the base. There was a different base. It was like 5 or 4 tracks, I believe, on one of the
Oh.
pictures.
Okay. Yeah. That base is coming later on the bigger baggers that are coming, not in this update. How will the company logo system work? That works the same way as you upload the logo. You don't upload it. There is in the company tab in the menu, you can actually set your own logos. And through there, it automatically jumps onto the machine, or the baggers in this case. We don't have it on any other place.
I can kind of.
I already have it. I'm up showing it.
Okay.
There's an import, export right here, and when it comes in, you get it all working correctly. It has to be a certain size. It'll put it on the. You currently only have it on the baggers, right?
Yeah.
It'll put it
But
on
I
your logo.
I think it would be cool to just do a billboard as well, so you can just plonk it down on your map or whatever, or wherever. If you want it as a sign above the workshop or something. The plan is that there will be even more than just a third bagger. But we gotta see that these baggers work before we throw them out into the open.
An even bigger bagger? Ooh. Scary.
Always bigger baggers. Will there be AI drivers in the future? I hope so. But we had a choice between either multiplayer or AI, and we went for the multiplayer just because we think that in general works best and was the safer choice for like being able to continue to grow, because we can always add AI to the baggers or to the vehicles after, whereas multiplayer is something, if you haven't started with it, then it gets very hard to add after.
Lots of good questions here, guys. Lots of good questions. Good to see.
Yeah, I'm trying to read through and see if it's anything I've missed.
Or can answer.
Yeah.
Don't want to get you in trouble. You know? He said this, it has to come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would forget that it's not so much that all these things would be awesome and you'd love to have them. It's just a matter of prioritizing and when you can possibly get to some of this stuff. Some of this stuff, it could be years out just based upon how fast you get other things done, right? So playing it far out ahead is difficult.
Yeah, and some stuff might actually make more sense to add later, or like if usually there's a sort of rhythm to adding stuff that makes sense. So that you can't, for example, if we would have added the baggers before the automation update, then you could have easily overfilled all the production stuff. So the baggers would have been useless if we would have added them before the production. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because you would have been overwhelming the old production plant conveyor system very easily.
Yeah. You would have been playing at 1 FPS and then having the plant running for 45 minutes while filling it in 10. So yeah. New explosives coming with the drills. Yes, that's the idea. and to have the drills working like proper drills. Any quality of life upgrades? Yes. There is actually an entire update dedicated to quality of life upgrades coming. I would say quality of life. There's some changes to the production stuff that I think will be very appreciated from the player side.
Just a small quality of life slash fixes that are coming in this update, like buying and not being able to buy things in certain stacks have been a blessing. Like just control click selling while you're in the sell menu is legendary. Like just the little things is just, the baggers and stuff like that are cool. They're awesome. And same thing with like the 16 player multiplayer coming. But sometimes just one little feature can make it or break it for somebody. And seeing you guys start to tackle those as well as putting in these big giant pieces of machinery, it just takes time, like you guys were just saying.
Yeah, and we are getting now to the place where we can start to do the quality of life for like the vehicle handling and stuff like that, and just overall be more in control of the game, which is really nice to see. Will you be revising the GPS system to better, more easily maintain the set altitude? Yes, we will be revising this and adding a lot of fun stuff. But this is sort of my little side project to develop the GPS systems. So, yeah, it takes its time, but it's coming, it's getting there. So,
I mean, I know a lot of people are looking forward to keep automatically keeping your bucket level. And is that it come with this, or is that still another?
It's we'll see, because I've sat down and drawn up multiple plans for different things that I don't know how well will work, but we will see. I think it will be a tremendous help for some players. Some players won't like it because it might not be super realistic, but then just don't use it. Because
that's always great advice. You don't like something, don't use.
Yeah, but like the same goes for this GPS system. We won't replace this GPS system. We will just like buy a different receiver and get a different GPS system. So yes, if you like this GPS system, just buy this receiver. Like now at the moment we only have one receiver in the store, so you only get that.
So like maybe a different UI for different vehicle types, more fitting to each.
No, one different UI for different receivers. So basically, if you want the GPS system for the baggers because you think that this works perfectly for you, then you buy that receiver and you get that UI for it. Because then...
So kind of like brand, how a different brand looks a little different.
Yeah, or like the same way you would in Call of Duty, where you like set up a rifle or something. Like...
like a loadout
tell you that. Yeah, but yeah, basically, like if you want the red dot on the sniper, then yeah, you do you. Just use that. It might not be perfect, but if it works for you and that's the way you want to play, then go ahead. So yeah, I think that's the way we will do the GPS system. Just more options, basically.
Yeah, while we're on the GPS, they all saw it yesterday where it was like spinning around the bucket orbitally, and it was like flipping around. Like I told them, I was like, they're working on it. So today's iteration literally came in at what time here this morning? What, maybe 4 hours
Like
ago.
6
Yeah,
o'clock
four.
for
Yeah,
you, so
well,
Yeah,
yeah, I was just very when I saw what happened, I was very sure what I'd done wrong. So it wasn't like,
yeah.
oh, is this gonna work or not? The next, I was like, oh, I forgot about that. Uh, because basically I had attached the GPS, like the point where it reads from, was attached to one of the buckets, which doesn't work very well when the entire thing spins around. So yeah.
Also, too, guys, keep in mind any questions that you guys that may not get reached. Always feel free to join the NMC Discord, and you can ask in there as well, or suggestions. There is a suggestion area there as well.
Any plans on work on how the vehicles interact with the ground? Like with, I'm gonna split this up into two questions. Yes, we are working with how they interact with the ground. We usually call this dirt reworks when we're working on it. And we have some plans for that, on what we want to change and all that. But what like the second part of this question would be that the excavators feel light and tippy. And that's mostly due to how this, like the excavator interacts physically with the ground, both with the tracks and the bucket. So we are working on making them feel more heavy as well, but this is one of the more difficult things to do.
And I think we touched on this on podcast 3, way back when we
Yes.
were in where we actually demonstrated like a floating thing hitting like a part of the boom and flipping you off a cliff. While the vehicles do have mass, you can take any vehicle and drop it, and you can see what it does to the suspension, especially like the 400 haul trucks. You can see it has mass. You know it has weight. It's just sadly, like he's saying, when you hit something that's immovable with something that can't deform, it makes it feel not light anymore.
Yeah, the problem is that if we could fix this by just, like in real life, if you have say an 8-ton digger, then if you hit a big rock that weighs a ton or 2 tons, then the digger will feel pretty light. While if the digger weighs 80 tons, the same rock will feel very light and the excavator will feel heavy. Whereas in a gaming environment, the rock always wins. Because it's immovable. It basically weighs the entire universe. So that's why the excavator feels light, because everything else is solid rock.
And I guess to add on to that as well, there was a few updates that you had experimented with other parts of the vehicle moving through the dirt, so players that maybe a little bit less experienced at the time could have a little bit of a leeway or a give. But then the community kind of was like, no, that's unrealistic, and it does. So then you kind of reverse it. There's been like hundreds of iterations of the dirt, and the buckets and how they interact and how they scoop, how they deform after the bucket's full, and things like that, right? So there's been a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a ton.
Yeah, and the thing as well with excavators, for example, is that if we take a 30-ton excavator, for example, or a mid-size or whatever you want to call it, the excavator is always quite light in hard ground, whereas an experienced operator will make it look planted. Because they just know how to use the breakout force to where they don't like basically move the excavator.
don't force the bucket through the dirt too fast, basically.
Yeah.
It'll be NMC's
Or
Discord.
like, don't optimize the breakout force, for example. But yeah, we do have plans to make that easier because in a simulator it's always harder to do than in real life. But developing, the part about developing it, how should I phrase this? The development of making it work easy and smooth in game is hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you add on top of that trying to do it in multiplayer with latency and all that kind of stuff too. It doesn't make it easier.
I guess I
No,
could
that
yeah, that's a lot. The streaming textures of these worlds when they get to this size is immense, and it changes the vehicles and how they interact as well. They have to account for all of that.
yeah. But
I guess
we have a plan.
I guess the biggest
we
example
just,
I can use is the roller, right? Everyone wonders why the roller only works at a certain speed. Well, that's why.
yeah, yeah, because the roller can actually crush the game if it wants to. We have multiple iterations of this, the same question. Basically, do we plan on updating the audio of the vehicles and the tracks? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Because if you guys think you're getting tired and annoyed at the tracks squeaking, then you can guess how tired we are at having to listen to it 8 hours a day. So,
And then hear complaints about it for another 3 or 4 hours.
yeah, basically.
So confirmed water dripping sound constantly? I'm just kidding.
Backup beepers. Backup beepers. Gotta have backup beepers.
You're always going to hear some annoying beaver in the background chewing on a log.
Yeah, but the background thingy, did we cover that in the first podcast or something? You know we had the backup beeper, but we had to remove it because people weren't aware of the old backup beeper everybody knows. They're like beep, beep, beep. But the new one, of the newer vehicles,
Like the air brake hiss?
white noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody thought we had actually broken the backup beeper because it sounded like the audio was missing and it was a static noise, which the white noise beeper actually is in real life. So yeah, that's that. We had to remove it because people thought the game was broken, which it wasn't. So we should perhaps add that as something like an add-on or something.
No. We don't want that.
Yeah, there you go. That's actually probably the best outcome. It's just added as an addable like light over in the light bar or something, like a beeper.
Yeah.
I know I won't play with it because holy heck, man, that's if I have to watch my wife go up that freaking 8-hour pit that we built going backwards, I don't know. She'll put like 40 beepers on.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the best thing for Christian to do is to make it default on all vehicles, and then a $10 DLC to remove it.
Oh yeah, paywall it to make you go crazy.
Microtransaction fuel, okay? Like,
could we make it to where you have to pay for it to go away, and then we just slowly raise the volume of it until you have to pay to make it go away again?
you gotta pay to get those nipples greased.
Yeah.
What is the name of this game? This game is called Out of War. So I made a boo-boo yesterday, Christian.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen this question a lot in the chat, and you're probably wondering why you're seeing it too if you didn't read it earlier in the log. Yeah, I like legit have not played without dev mode on for a while, and I thought that the drop trommels were still in for everybody. And I've been using them on my my recent tutorials. And I logged in, yesterday everyone was wondering what trommels these were. And I'm like, what do you mean? You guys don't see them? So now they all want the drop trommels back. Because we love the drop trommels. That's why you're seeing that question.
Yeah, but okay.
They actually do work. They do pass power. They do everything, right? It's just the models look not like the new stuff.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So that answers my question of why did we remove them? We didn't actually. So it just that's the old. Ah.
I believe I believe you kept them so that way people that had their old saves that still had them installed, it wouldn't fatal error them when they opened up their saves. You just buried them so they couldn't buy new ones.
Yes, we did that with most things.
Which is great. But the drop trommels were one of the ones that people were like, it really just made the plants that much better. I didn't realize how much people loved them until we accidentally showed them yesterday. They're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, the problem you're highlighting though is that they don't really fit.
They're not bad though. I mean, you can see them on the plant down here.
Yeah.
They're not terrible looking. And then when somebody, a modeler gets it some chance, they can just remodel
Change the drum.
Yeah.
They don't fit too bad.
Yeah.
You can think about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not impossible to add them back, that's for sure, and it might be a great addition to add them back sometime.
As he's tabbed out, looking at the build, looking at the accept menu. Just messing.
I mean, I'm sure T-Bone has plenty of time to like rework that.
I mean, if he has time to remove the brown stain on the seats.
T-Bone has a ton of time for everything.
Yeah, I don't think he sleeps, man. I don't.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't require half the amount of sleep I need. That's for sure. He's one of those blessed people where he just sleeps for like 4 hours and then wakes up entirely unchanged.
He's fueled by Blender.
Yes. This question: did you guys do anything with Unreal 5? We are currently, this is Unreal 4.27 or something. But yeah, we hope we'll be able to swap to 5 in some kind of time frame. That's about as close as I will get to that.
Gonna take a minute here to thank everybody that might be supporting. Like I said, guys, I do not have the notifications turned on. We do see them, so thank you guys very, very, very much for your guys' support.
Oh, I was gonna mention this, Christian. The merchandise store. Is that still a thing? Because I can see it on the wiki, but you can't find it on your webpage.
It's very, very hard to find the merch store.
Yes, that's why we like to operate. I think it's still a thing. I think.
Okay, I mean, it looks the website works for it. I was curious. I mean, somebody was asking for it, and I was able to dig it up, and it was I had to find it on the wiki, couldn't find it on the actual webpage.
Yeah, no, it works, and we are collecting money from it, but yeah, selling stuff has never been our greatest. Like, we rather develop stuff than sell stuff. That's how we used to roll.
But money helps you develop more stuff. So
Plus, we
Yeah,
get
and it
comfy
helps
hoodies
pay.
and stuff.
Yeah, and it helps pay the developers as well. So that's always nice, and gets us more developers, which makes stuff come quicker, which is nice.
where did
You reached the fuel truck from there, Grumpy, or no?
oh, I'm sorry about that. No.
Boring question. But is there
don't
any
think
reason
so.
why the FPS is capped at 60?
No, I can't reach it.
Yes, it actually was. There was a reason, but the reason is mostly gone now. So we will be removing that cap in one or some other update.
I know to expand upon that, if you go to optimization feature for NVIDIA, you can actually, there's a thing to override almost any game, as well as AMD software as well. I can confirm that that does work, because I play at 120 FPS, but only through the thing. And the game actually does support the AI generation frames and stuff like that. That's actually what you're seeing here. So it does, and you can see there's not really any issues with it. So this is, I'm actually running an AMD, like one of the new gens, and it's actually running all that stuff pretty good, even though you guys don't have too much support for that in there. So yeah, you can push 120 without having to go into your settings or anything like that, but that's good that it comes out for people. Just do it natively through their stuff.
There's a link to their merch store too if you guys want to help support the devs any.
No, I'm not going to break the merch store.
Yeah, well, we heard that one before, but yes. So when we buy updates, I can't read anymore either. So when we buy things, updates come sooner. Yes, that's how. I
Money
think
makes the world
most
go around.
companies operate. Yeah. Well, the boring thing about developers is that they tend to need food as well as somewhere to live, so they sort of expect a salary, which is a drawback. But yeah.
Chicken nuggets are expensive.
Yes. Not really, but the amount of chicken nuggets you need are expensive. No, but in all seriousness, yes. As the more basically, the bigger the game grows, the more developers we can have, the more content we can get. So,
Thanks. What?
quite simple math.
Yeah, also too, I mean, you guys are, you know, to kind of fill people in, you guys don't have a publisher, right? You guys don't have any of those things,
No,
which
so
those guys will actually, publishers will actually loan and also fund the development teams in their down periods, and you guys don't have that, right? So, which, if, as me personally, I like what you guys are doing, but I know how hard it is, because you guys still have to have jobs. You guys still have to do all those things doubled up, right?
yeah, so basically we don't have a publisher because we don't like the way they do business, or we haven't found one that we like how they do business. Because basically they would say that, oh, here's your budget, and this is what you're working towards, and say if you guys, the players, actually then buy a ton of stuff from us, then that wouldn't actually increase the development pace. It would just go into the big black hole that the publisher is. I mean, it would to some degree, but very, very little would actually go towards increased development.
Also, too, the community's feedback from my experience of being in the doing this like as a creator in the industry, the amount that not only creators but the devs get to actually do their own bidding is very small. Right? Like everything is structured for them. No, you have to do this. It has to be able to hit the market at a certain day. All this stuff has to be a certain way. And by the time they're done, it's nothing like the developers actually wanted to put out because it's out of their hands at that point. And
Yeah,
the fans
and
have no interaction until the only way the fans have interaction then is if they don't sell enough and the publishers start hounding the devs to fix things and they go to scramble fix mode.
yeah, and we wouldn't. Whereas we can, if we like get something wrong, we can just go like, okay, we're gonna have to do that again. Like if we put out something that like doesn't that the players doesn't like, say for example the vehicle physics or like stuff we're about to tweak, that would never be like you wouldn't
be
you
allowed
had
to
as
do that.
publisher like no. It would be just okay. How much time do you need? Oh, well, we would need a couple of months. Yeah, like nah, that won't.
Yeah, where's my return on investment is what the publishers are always looking for, right?
Yeah,
It's how much money are we going to make? We don't care about we don't care about the fans. The developers that build it care about the fans. But the actual publishers, all they care about is their return on investment.
yeah, and funding the big black hole that they're in or something. But yeah, that's basically the backstory about that. I don't remember how we got into this, but
About development of adding
Yes,
things and money.
yeah,
But in short, I'm glad you guys are sticking it out and going for it, guys. Funding. Buy the deco pack. You know, get some merch. Help them out any way you can. Just even saying, play the game, right? Like, buy the
Yeah.
game, play it. Come play with multiplayer. Come hang out. You know, build your communities. Things like that, right? Like, everything helps. Go out and support content creators and say, hey, thanks for playing Out of War. I like it. You know, maybe more people might see the game
Yeah.
and things like that, right? Every way you can do, even just helping somebody play the game better, can potentially get somebody to tell their friend to buy the game. All those things are connected. Everything is.
yeah. Where do we have something more to? Okay, oh, I did what I said I wasn't going to do, but I'm just gonna proper highlights. Headlights when. So, okay, how do I say this without revealing too much? Headlights are coming, but I don't know in what update, but it's in the works.
You guys, from what you mean, you're even holding a lot of stuff back for the next 3 updates roughly. Like I know you guys are very hesitant to say what you guys are really changing or revamping, which that's exciting. That's honestly, because generally when you guys say something, you do it, and it's you know, it just depends on the timeline we're talking about. So I know I'm excited for the end of this year and going into next year.
Yeah, I know the rest of the development team get nervous when I say this, but we have a lot of if things go the way I have them planned, we have a lot of things coming at the end of the year. But life has a way of finding plot holes. So we'll
T-bone. and keep in mind, guys, this is he's trying to answer your questions as best as possible, but this is more of just a chill. Let's hope we're more theory crafting, talking hypothetically. because things can change every day. So just keep that in mind. Just because something's said here today, but doesn't mean it's coming out in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
No.
We just want to enjoy and have fun and talk about the game with the dev, right? So just really do keep that in mind. That we're just trying to have a good spirited hangout and chat, right?
Yeah, and then like, and I think T-Bone would agree with me on this one, that when we're planning stuff, I'm the one that always thinks everything is gonna go super smooth and we'll have it done in like a week. And
You're optimistic. It's just optimistic. That's what
Yes.
it means.
and he thinks it's gonna take 2 weeks, and the truth is probably somewhere in between.
And then Split comes in and says, "No, 4 weeks."
But there's always things that you haven't thought about. So,
Yeah. Like,
and
so
I realize I've
in the last 5 months, I guess we'll talk about, since we're talking about updates. In the last like 5 months, I think people may have been a little bit kind of like not understanding why you guys hadn't put something out, because you guys were bulking this up, right? Like, obviously. Because there's no way you just built all of this in a week. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe they did. These guys are so amazing, and you know. So you guys were bulking this stuff up. You guys were building and building, and you put out the last update, what, point 31. This one's what, point 32, and it's only been not even a month, right? So you guys, they were working on more than one thing at a time, obviously. So
yeah.
when they're gone for 5 months, the track record of them putting out things, like I said, I've covered all of them. Whenever they're gone for 4 months, good things generally are coming. Whether the game's getting revamped, performance. I mean, we'll use the very first update that you had when the game first came out. You guys were gone for almost 5 months. Then all of a sudden you come back, the game's playable all of a sudden. Holy cow, right? There's all this new stuff. Building systems revamped. You guys did a lot of work in 4 months for only 2 people, because that was just you, Darkside. No, 3. It was you. You just acquired Darksider, and then you also had T-Bone. I think that was about, and maybe I think Warning back then a little bit was doing stuff.
No, I think even T-Bone was just
Helping here and there.
side questing as well with this. Because I think it took about a year before we got T-Bone as well full time. Even though he did a lot of hours, but he still had a full time job on the side. So yeah, but like T-Bone wrote in the chat, sometimes it takes months for us to do things, which is correct.
I think a majority of the sound-minded people know that good things come to those who wait. And it's just going to take time to develop some of these things that are really in-depth to get them right. Like
You're starting to get far enough along in development where you have to finish things and make them right the first time. You just can't kind of throw it out there and see what works and what doesn't work. You're starting to get far enough along where you have to have finished kind of things.
Yeah.
Then it costs you more time down the road. So things are going to slow down a little bit. I think it's natural.
Yeah, and we're growing to, like, the game is starting to grow to a size where we can't really have those trial and error things either. So yeah, it will be interesting. However, we have one slight issue. Since I started work this morning at basically 12 hours ago, my headphones are running low on power, so I'm gonna have to find a USB cable before this audio drops out completely.
No problem. We can grab a few questions and stuff like that, the ones we can answer. Get that cable. We're in no hurry, right, chat? We good. We just chilling. Hopefully it's not too late for you guys over in Europe. We tried to push it back a couple more hours, but also too, Christian has other things to do during the day, so figured get him around 6 or 7 o'clock his time instead of making it be like 12 o'clock his time, so we're only hitting North America. So yeah, these are chill and chat day vibes, dude, bros. Like I appreciate you guys being understanding that the questions are scrolling really fast for everybody. Right there, like I said, we don't know where that they're coming in because I turned that off because we don't want to focus on one platform versus another. So they're just answering. Clicking on the questions on the list that's coming through, being compiled for him, so he can focus on your thing. So. Any questions from me, actually? Probably not. I've answered a lot of your guys' questions over the last couple of days. Locked and loaded now, boys. Watch out. Well, if I tried to stream at their time noon, it'd be really early in the morning. Right? So I go for GMT time when I'm talking about like Europe. So
Mr. We do join the Discord and look for announcements when we're looking for players. If you're interested in playing with Split and everybody.
yeah, if you guys are looking for, if you guys want to play with me, all you have to do is join my Discord and wait for my wife. She sends out this at everybody. Hey, we're looking for players. That's when we bring you guys in, the viewers. You don't have to have any experience. All we ask is that you're 18 plus and that you follow some very simple streaming rules, right? So we get you guys in, get you guys playing, stuff like that. That's about it. Yep, I got one here. Best comment of the day, right here. Underground patch is delayed again because, damn it, Scott, asking for underground stuff. 100%. 100%. We always got to mess with Scott. Dang it, I keep clicking on the wrong chat here. Here we go. Here you go. Everyone keeps wondering when I'm going to make the damn the video. Well, these guys have been keeping me busy, so everything always gets bumped down to the bottom of the list. And that one keeps getting right to the top of the list, and then Christian goes, update, coming. And I go, well, now it's going back down to the bottom of the list. Oh, soon. Soon. I do have a tutorial coming out as soon as this is dropped. So, whenever that is. Soon. So everything you guys saw us do yesterday and everything you guys see them doing right now will be out. Just turn the list upside down. I'm back full time. Health's good. Stream schedule's good. Testing schedule, regiment's good. I just love the word soon. I'm gonna do a plant check to see how these guys have been doing.
Does this mean I'm back?
Yeah, you're a little on the quiet side. Is your microphone a little far away from you, or?
I think the mic will get better as we go because this is one of those industrial things, noise cancellation things.
Okay. Chat, just let me know if he needs to be adjusted a little bit and we'll get him adjusted. I'm doing, behaving myself. You know, these days are chill, man. There's no pressure on these days. Hanging out with chat. It's always fun to hang out with Christian and the team. Poke at him. Have some fun.
Fun fact though, for the headphones couldn't be charged while I was using them. So currently I'm actually using the belt of ES alert, which is what the character in game has on him.
Okay.
Oh, you're using one of those? Okay.
Yeah.
Got the old weed whacker headset, you know?
or basically the only thing every equipment operator in Scandinavia has.
One question: does it come in purple?
It does come in purple and pink if you want it for the girls.
All right, everybody, you heard it here. The headphones are going to change on the models before long, purple and pink.
Actually, you did talk about that on the last podcast that you guys do have planned to change gear and things like that. It's
Yes,
It's actually
we
on
do.
the roadmap. I guess
Yes.
that would be a good segue, chat. Why don't we start asking about the roadmap, if that's okay, Christian? Like,
Sure.
kind of about all the stuff, because I know I saw a lot of questions earlier about things that are on the, I guess it would be called the current roadmap that you guys put out, that picture at the bottom of almost every post.
Yeah.
Why don't we switch the questions over to that stuff for a little bit, guys, and then we'll see. We'll kind of like go at a different pace here with the other, not so sporadic.
Yes.
I have to get Christian to move a little bit. I think I'm catching up to him. I mean, as you can see, you can now with the GPS and the bagger, you can actually get the floor fairly flat. I've done a pretty decent job with this, considering.
Well, having that where that cut box line is great, and see, because you're even at an angle. Go over and look at your tracks, and look, you're at a pitch, so you're pitched down, but you're still
Look
able
where
to
I started.
follow. Yeah, you were still able to follow that grade and keep it flat with the new GPS, which is amazing. Great job.
Yep, so it's working well.
Yeah. Regarding the roadmap, which part of that do we want to start talking about? I would guess trains. Oh shit.
Don't worry, we have a delay. I can edit that out. Just, just kidding.
I can.
But
I'm run these belts down a little bit, and that way he gives you a place to dump, Christian, in case you want to dig some more.
I can do the questions. Rails, trains. That's still a bit loose on how we're gonna do it. I think the current plan is to start with like mine carts and like limited systems, and then move up to bigger things when we get to that. But the trains and the gear are set on the back burner until we get the vehicles and all that like we want it. Because however fun a pink jumpsuit is, it's more important that we get the basics to where we really, really want them.
So that'll be fun. So if you're just starting out with like maybe like a push cart on a track, it's gonna be kind of interesting with like maybe like a slow pickaxe and maybe something like pulling it out of your inventory and putting it into there and then pushing it, or some type of gameplay mode around that type of stuff would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like maybe your character has a weight limit in a certain mode where you can only carry so much in your inventory, and you have to use the carts to, pull it out to your. That would be, there's different aspects of this game. There's this, so much potential when it comes to them building that stuff. I mean, I'd be happy with just mine cars, let alone full on trains at first if you have to iterate the process all the way down the chain. That's
Yeah, we'll see, but I think it will be a nice addition to it when we get to that.
So that's on the back. That's more on the back burner. I think a lot of people. I think that's that's good. That's good that you guys know your priority order.
Yeah. It's better to make sure everything works, like the core things work like we want to. What else? I saw one fun question. I think this one. Are you a construction worker, Christian? That depends which Christian you're talking about. We are, of course, 2 Christians in the development team. We have a Swedish Christian, which is me, and then we have a Norwegian Christian, which is T-bone. But to answer the question, Christian with the Norwegian Christian are more of a truck driver, whereas the Swedish Christian is more heavy equipment operator.
Wait,
On
a
the
development team that builds an equipment game that actually uses equipment? No way. That's no way.
I think the only thing the development team, everybody in the development team has run excavators, wheel loaders. Did we run anything else?
You guys all met up and had a thing, didn't you? A little like last year, right?
Yeah. Was it 2 years ago? No, it was 1 year ago. Yeah, that's correct. It was in October last year, where we met up and everybody actually got to test both. For those that hadn't ran equipment before, got to test both a big tracked excavator and wheel loaders of all sizes. I don't remember if we had multiple sizes of excavators as well or not. But we did actually test a fair amount of different stuff.
Yeah, because even if you've never been in a piece of heavy equipment, you just don't know what it feels like when you touch. In a video game, you can't get that feeling of your first contact to the ground, right?
Yeah.
And how it actually moves, the sway. You get none of that's in the game, right? You can play with dual joysticks,
No.
but you're never going to get that feeling. So someone that sits in it like a developer and actually gets to use it, you can try to figure out how to make it kind of mimic that a little bit in a way without having your own input feel like in real life. So that's cool that you guys did that.
Yeah.
It's actually really important.
Yeah. And just for all the developers to know what we're aiming towards. Just for this, don't you guys all work together? Well, we work together on we work on distance because we're from all over the world. So it's not every time you can actually pull together everybody and just do something like that. So yeah, we just try to meet up one time every year.
Most development teams nowadays work remotely because it's expensive to have an actual building, right? That's especially a lot of indie developers, and even some bigger development teams don't actually have an actual studio or office because it's expensive.
Yeah, we share an office where we have like most of the gear, but mainly also is that we can't limit our skill pool geographically. That would be devastating for the game. We need to find, like, if we need something that like, oh, this guy has to be really good in this area of expertise, like in coding, then we can't limit to where he lives in the world. We have to just accept wherever he is, that just...
You have to expand your work pool. If it allows you to expand your work pool, remote work, yeah.
Yeah, we just employ by skill, nothing else. That's the only thing that's interesting. And I guess that I had to answer this one, or it will keep coming up. See some love for the underground. Yes, Scott, it's coming.
Now delayed another 5 months. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah. Yeah. And if any guys, or if anybody is new here and wondering why we're being salty to Scott, it's because he's part of the not development team, but he's part of the testing team. So
It's a standard on the channel. We always make fun of
Yeah,
underground miners. There's no
yeah.
real reason why,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they just smell like sulfur, and
Yeah.
they
And
don't
haven't
shower
seen the
very
sun.
often. And they haven't seen the sun.
Yeah.
Dang, Wasey's over here just putting in this beautiful floor over here. Look at this. That GPS working good for you, Wasey?
It's working brilliant. Absolute spot on.
Are we going to see different rail sizes later on? Yeah, I think that can be expected to be that there will be different rail sizes. What types of locomotives I don't know, but my guess would be freight diesel locomotives. But sadly, I'm not that like nerdy about trains, so I can't like say the models, sadly.
You're not one of those guys that like sees a train and stands there and screams like the double rainbow guy?
No, sadly not. Regarding heavy equipment, I could easily spot what model and brand it would be from a mile away, but not in trains. Regarding this, translating the game into Ukrainian, or so somebody asking for Polish, the biggest thing about translation is that we need at least 2 guys, or preferably 3 guys, that actually do the translation for us, because we can't just hire anybody to do the translation, because there's so much like industry talk in the game that the person has to have experience with like the construction and heavy equipment stuff.
Also,
to do
one
the
person,
translation.
yeah, one person might call something else. That's why it's good to have 3 people referencing each other. And I believe you do have a section in Discord for translation, right? For the community to help?
Yes, we have. And like the Spanish guys and the German guys are really helpful and do it really well. French as well, actually.
There you go, Polish guys. Step it up. Let's go.
Yeah, basically, because we simply can't, or if somebody knows how to hire those people, then please let me know. But so far it works wonders to just do it through community. We provide with the files.
I've seen a lot of really cool Polish streamers and content creators. I can't understand what they're saying, but they seem like they're cool dudes. Reach out if you guys watch those channels and see if there's anybody in the community that wants to make sure they join the Discord and get a hold of Christian.
Yeah. And for that guy that threatened to call Interpol on us because we had translated the game into his language, that doesn't work very well. So no steam locomotives. Actually, this I don't know. It isn't like we don't like steam locomotives. It's just that we use diesel in this game and we have those systems. So it wouldn't be the first one to get made for sure.
Grumpy, if you want to put the link for the video I just put out today, that might help the chat that might be looking for some of the information today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any changes to trees to allow logging in the future? Yes. That's logging is where we come from, and that's where we want to go. Because
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to
that's-
clear cut land and open up your cuts from like the very like rugged wilderness and
yeah,
make a little bit of
but
money to
the
start
same,
your mine.
yeah, but the same goes for the logging as everything else. We just need to get the dial in of the vehicles and everything correct before we start expanding into different areas like the trains.
Well, it makes sense because let's face it, a lot of the same mechanics you'll use on a mining machine will be similar to the mechanics you use for a logging machine or a truck or whatever, right? So
Yeah, they're both hydraulic powered or diesel. How do you say this in English? They're both running a diesel engine and they're both operating through hydraulics. So
yeah.
it's basically the same thing with a different thingy at the end. I saw something fun, but now I can't find it anymore. Did he say cranes? That's also on the roadmap. But we're gonna do the vehicle tuning and some other things. That's quality of life things and all that first. This, the ability to move equipment by truck and trailer instead of helicopter. Yes. Now I think T-Bone is sweating for what my next answer will be for this. But so basically, before we have any use of a truck and trailer, we need roads. Otherwise, truck and trailer is useless. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Make of that what you want. Is there going to be bigger drag shovels than what has all basically bigger than what we already have? We don't have any drag shovels at the moment. We will be adding those. But I don't know if they're gonna be any bigger drag shovels. Perhaps.
You're referring to the rope shovels, the one I'm looking at right now?
No, I think the drag shovel, no. Well, the thing is, I'm wondering, I'm sitting here thinking if the rope, because we would like to do the real historic things, like the iron spade, the silver spade. And now I can't for my life remember if the silver spade, but isn't that a cable excavator? I know the
Not sure.
captain is a rope shovel. But I don't remember if the historic. I know there are historic, like really big ones that are drag lines. That I also hope that we will.
Yeah,
Big
the
Musk
big
is one of the big
Yeah.
drag lines. in the roadmap it shows mods. Yes, it does. We have a very specific way we want to do mods. Because we are all modders of farming sim. So we have like a way of like, this is how we want to do it. Simply because we want to make it easy and fun to do modding, not just a chore or like a work, and we don't want it to take 500 hours for one thing, because that gets very boring. So we are working on modding, but it's, yeah. I won't say anything more about that. It is being actively worked on though.
You can find the roadmap on pretty much every Steam post. I mean, I guess that's one thing I saw a lot of people asking for, is maybe possibly a new roadmap of kind of like you're talking now, how you said some of the stuff is kind of on the back burner. Maybe kind of like a little bit of a revamped going into this next year, because things have kind of changed obviously since I mean, that picture's pretty old, right? So
Yeah, it is. So yeah, we would probably be, the best idea would probably be to just update that a bit into something that's more closely resembles what we have in store, since it's a very organic thing on how we work. Same goes for like a lot of the things that we showed in the what would come under 2025. Also, we had to revamp what we thought about that, because things that we are dependent on simply aren't released yet. Which basically locks us to focus on other things until we actually get them. What else? Is there going to be an in-game livery editor? I don't think so, since we have the we have where you can actually upload stuff, like the logos and stuff like that. So you can actually create your own liveries to some extent.
Would modding allow for that down the road?
I don't know actually. My guess would be no, or well,
Maybe.
modding. I don't know. The entire idea with modding is that the players can create stuff they want for the game.
Yeah.
So who knows? Are you Swedish? Yes, I am. We are 3 Swedish developers, 2 Norwegian, and then we have the rest of the world. Or not the rest of, but they are from Taiwan and Germany. Can't you guys work with big companies that sell big machines and just get some money for making some kind of brand advertising? We can actually. We did that with in farming sim. The thing about doing this is that those brands want their machines to work exactly and look exactly like their machines, which causes those collabs to take an extreme amount of resources and basically halt the development, which isn't something where we want to progress the game instead and make sure that that we move forward instead of having brands in game. We can focus on brands when we have grown big enough that we have a dedicated part of the team working on that. But at the moment, there's simply not time enough to do that.
And once modding would be a thing, that would actually make that job easier too, would it not?
It would make it easier to make non-official stuff into the game.
Yeah.
But that's also the benefit of us working closely with. We do have a lot of contacts in the heavy equipment industry.
Yeah.
So getting
I guess what I meant is having the modding tools would allow you guys adding the more official stuff easier. Because you could
the
use
players
the same
could just
tools.
well,
you
because
have
we
access to
can
the same tools. Sorry.
but basically we could as you noticed, a lot of things in game look very close to their in real life like counterparts. It's just that they're missing the official logos. So we can't add the logos, but you guys can do that.
Yeah.
Very easily. Out of everything that you guys are working on, what do you think is the biggest challenge that you run into the most, or the biggest speed bump? That's the deformable terrain. Having deformable terrain everywhere in a vehicle physics simulator is considered suicide by most experienced simulator developers.
Yeah, it's a daunting challenge not having a a floor. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the size of the world as well that we can terraform is, yeah, it creates challenges. That's just the way it is. But it's what makes the game, so you can't really just remove that. Even though having a fixed world would save us immense amount of time. Is it possible to buy plots of land like Farm Sim? Not yet. I don't remember. Is this actually on the roadmap?
No.
No.
You linking the launch codes again, bro?
Uh,
Normally it's me linking the launch codes.
Yeah. Yeah.
T-Bone's spinning around his chair right now. That's it. He's left the
Yeah,
building. He's like, that's it.
Yeah, he's super happy he's not on the stream now and have to defend whatever I'm leaking.
Keep in mind, guys, just trying to have fun. It's
Yeah.
you know, it's all in due time. So,
Yeah.
and obviously we'll keep doing podcasts like we've done for 3 years, and they are, you know, every time we talk about something like 6 months ago, now look, it's in the game already. So in 6 months from now, You know what I mean? It might, whatever we're talking
Maybe.
about today might be in the game, maybe. Right? So,
Yeah, yeah,
and some of it might not be. Some of it might be backburnered or scrapped or whatnot, because a lot of those ideas that get scrapped or maybe on hold, like you said earlier, are just because they're not correct in the order of things. So,
yeah,
I mean, like for instance, the economy. I know the economy is a big thing for a lot of people. Until they have every way they want to handle material, how the material gets converted into other materials and all that kind of stuff, it's very hard to balance things. And they could spend, for a small team, they could spend a lot of time trying to balance that. But where is it going to be the next big update that changes how all that stuff interacts? Then they have to
or what we
rebalance
do with
again.
it, or what we do with it, or how we move it, or and then everything has to be changed again and again and again and again. I guess that was always the first that was always the very first thing we talked about in every podcast is the iteration process of the game, right?
yeah,
No point in doing work 5 times just to make people happy for a short period of time.
yeah. Like we talked about, yeah, we have to balance the game for this update, and they're like, but the baggers do move more material than anything else, so we have to have those in game before we balance it, because the baggers will be money makers if we tune the prices wrong, or like if we tune the prices after what you achieve with the pickaxe, then the baggers are gonna be like money printers. But if we tune them after the baggers entirely, well, the pickaxe will be very boring to use.
Well, I remember, I guess I
So-
can elaborate. It was update 1.0.18 when you guys introduced the leveling system and the big giant equipment. Some of us testers can move more dirt faster than others. So like myself, I'm like just slaying material going, this is fun. Oh, hell yeah. The balance is right. But then somebody else is like, this is crazy how hard it is. How did you even get that level in like so fast? Everybody plays differently. So then they have to balance the different economies to hard mode, to normal mode, to easy mode. And then they just kept, you guys were fighting that balance constantly. And I'm sure that ate a lot of your time.
Yeah. Yeah, and the problem as well with the like performance stuff. Whereas now it is technically possible, although very unlikely, is that we could have 16 baggers working a shelf each.
Someday we'll see it. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
Tomorrow. No, just kidding. Next week.
that is gonna eat performance. That's just
Well, now you know we have to do it, right? Like,
yeah,
But and since 16 players is coming out for people, people need to, dampen your expectations with your PC, your internet, how much memory you have available. All those things are going to affect that system. So just be wary that trying to get 16 people into a game is challenging.
yeah. The question
but,
is did he spin so many times to the left that the chair came disconnected?
that's also a good question, actually.
Because it wouldn't take so much time. I would love it for you guys to actually make it if you spin the excavator too far around. It was like come unhooked.
You know?
That-
Oh,
That would be
man.
hilarious, but
Yeah,
not Tom worthy, but hilarious.
8 revolutions,
yeah.
it just breaks and falls apart.
Yeah,
Be a good April Fool.
it would be a perfect April Fool's.
It's like when you bamboozled me with the damn freaking ragdoll physics.
Yeah. And you thought we were gonna be slick and use the hotkey, but that I've used that to test the ragdoll mechanics.
Brimble, only the host has to have the DLC play.
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah, as long as the host has the DLC, then everybody has the, like in your game. Or if you host it, then everybody on that save that has joined has the DLC stuff.
Also, to answer a question that Teddy keeps bringing up is the right here, this one. This one is actually coming. It's actually in right now. It's already in the game. This one will be coming out with this update.
The Terraform block.
Yes, for players joining clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that earlier when Christian was joining the game. It's awesome.
Yeah, but like, what more can we disclose? I think we've managed to disclose most of everything.
Anything you
But yeah,
don't want to
like-
disclose, but you'll do it anyway?
So what's the point of this stream split? To get as much information as we can get.
Yeah. Don't think, but yeah, like we said, everything we discuss can either come soon or it might never come. It's always.
I saw one coming up in the chat quite a few times. Any more decorations DLCs to maybe help you guys out and some more support? Like any like deco packs?
There are DLCs coming for more specific stuff, but we might also bring out some like deco stuff because I think it would be fun to be able to have more building blocks in the game that are like specific. That it might not suit everybody, so it might be a perfect DLC. Like just cheap DLCs that might contain, for example, if you want to have castle blocks or something like that, so you can.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
Medieval
castles.
castles. Yeah, but like some people might find that absolutely perfect, whereas some people will hate it. So I don't think it fits very well to add as something like in the default game or like in the standard game.
So pretty much you'd be building like new shapes and things like that, but then the deco pack would just be a skin that you could put on blocks.
Yeah, or something.
I mean, I know I'd be down with that.
Or
Like
just-
if I wanted to build something themed, like a castle or something like that, and it was just a skin pack for a current set of blocks that we already have in the game, I think that'd be fun. Why not, right?
Well, the crazy thing is too is people will use those skins and blocks for all kinds of crazy stuff you haven't even thought of, probably. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just adding to the arsenal of the sandbox players, which I think is where all these comments come from. And man, I mean, look at all the projects that people have been building in the community over the last couple of years. It's insane, the amount of blocks and buildings, and I think they want to bulk up their war chests, and I think they also want it as a way to support you guys as well too. I think it's kind of like, it's what do you think, chat, about 50-50, or do you think it's more of a support thing? I think I keep seeing in the chat, it's more of like a supportive thing than a I need to have it. Because for me personally, even if I don't like personally want, like, say, a castle block or a older style building block, I'm still gonna buy it, especially if it's a good price. Like, you know, if it's the price of a cup of coffee and it's gonna help you guys, why not, right?
Yeah, and I like that more than the sort of say Patreon stuff, because then you actually get something for when you're supporting.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, the first decoration block, I remember when I was chatting with you about it before you even added it, right? Like, just some of the stuff that I was showing you guys, like, you know, with the water blocks and just having the ability to place extra trees around. It really made the landscape come more to life, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it just makes the game look even better when you have these people doing these crazy projects. And then they can really deco everything. And
Yeah. Is there going to be more production, more stuff to manufacture? Yes. That is coming as fast as the asset team can work. The asset team are currently, however, occupied with spinning so fast that they're levitating above the chair. Because of how much we have revealed in this podcast.
you could have said the letter B is coming out, and somebody would have been like, "A space shuttle's coming." It,
Yeah.
right. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Someone out there is already writing a Steam review saying the space shuttle's coming. You know, like none was ever mentioned. That's okay. We love them. It's all right.
Yeah, but that's the hard part about sharing, because we would like you guys to be as much part of the development journey as possible. The hard part is that we can't really let out all the information because people take everything we say for a fact. And that's, well, that's great. That does create issues because some things can't be done and some things only like seem good on paper. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of the real fans really like the podcast, is because they know that it's more along your guys' excitement, right? It's not it's not an official, this is 100% going to happen this way and things like that, right?
Yeah. And also we don't, since this is one of those projects that aren't like one of those budgeted what should I say, like projects that are just run by a publisher. We don't have a super streamlined, like this is what the game will contain and that's it. Then we'll move on to the next project. Like Out of War is our project.
Yeah, it's free flowing. It can change on a whim or a great idea or even a limitation, things like that, right? That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
I don't mind if a space shuttle comes in. These guys, yeah, Chad is like,
Will you add all steam-powered shovels? Oh, I forgot to actually click it. Yeah, that's far down the to-do list, but steam-powered shovel would be cool.
that'd be a great DLC, a steam powered DLC with like a little, like a couple pieces of different things.
Yeah, but I think that would if we release a steam-powered shovel without releasing a steam-powered train, I fear we might have a riot on our hands.
I told them I was going to do a challenge, simulate minecart. So I was going to put a whole bunch of hoppers in the ground, and they had to manually move each piece by piece down the belt line of hoppers to the wash plant by hand. None of them were like, we don't want to play with you anymore. No,
Yeah.
it's too
I'm
much.
sorry,
Nope.
Split. I enjoy watching the stream, Split.
What is something the dev is looking forward to releasing? Something I was really looking forward to was the cable shovels, actually. And I'm saying was because, well, we released them. So,
Well, it turned out pretty good too. I was pretty pleased with how they work and stuff.
I definitely like these new shovels versus the older front shovels.
yeah.
I like the way they drop out the back of the bucket. They just feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with how they progressed through the beta as well, where they started out as very weird and hard to dig and turned out to be quite good in the end as well. So I liked that journey about them. But is there something yeah, I know the answer to like what I'm looking forward to releasing, but if I said something about it, T-Bone would no longer levitate above his chair. He would be through
the
the
ceiling?
roof. And no, I think the ceiling would have been long gone, and he would have been able to say hi to the guys in the space station.
Oh, shuttles confirmed
So-
again?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah, no, guys. They also have a this is probably one of the most secretive tongue-tied podcasts we've had for years, because you guys are very keeping the next few updates pretty close to heart, which is exciting.
Well, the update that's closest is the one we're testing now, which isn't really that much of a surprise anymore. The update after that will be a lot of fixes and quality of life stuff, I think, or that's the plan at least. The update after that, though, that's one we're keeping close to the heart.
You want to run
that's
the bagger for a bit, Christian, or?
Sure, I can run the bagger for a bit. I've mostly been reading the. If you noticed, I haven't run the other exhibitor much either. So
If you have a question
let's-
you want
no
Grumpy
rush.
to put the question up, just say which one you want, so that way you don't have to keep tabbing in and out. And Grumpy has access to
okay.
that too,
Yeah,
as
I'll
well as
let
any
you,
as well as
work on
any of
that.
the dev team members that maybe want to put a question up there too. Just DM me and I'll give you the link. T-Bone's like, that's it. I'm gonna start putting all my own questions. That's it.
yeah. Oh. I've been
Thank you guys
so
very much for
active
the support.
in the excavator that my controller has actually stopped.
Oh.
Or it has shut off.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy having you in when we were doing the first initial testing of the 16 players. When we were actually on this mine site, we had Me, it was me, you. We had a couple of us in the 8,000 excavators. We moved
Yeah.
the amount of dirt that we moved was equivalent to. I mean, Grumpy, what? Can you grab that real quick? Those numbers
Oh,
and put them up on your screen if you can.
yeah. Hold on.
I mean, it was a ridiculous amount of yards, and I guess we can kind of compare that to the bagger here now that it's coming out, right? So, I give you guys an idea of what we did on the last podcast. We ran, I guess, like 400 and something, 400 haul trucks in like 3 hours. It was insane. Like, our wash plant's all the way over there, and we were all the way up here working on these benches, right? So, yeah, Christian, you threw down a ton of yardage, man. You did a pretty big cut. It was nice to see how the game was actually handling that many players, right? It was like one of the first times we had that many people playing 16 players. And that's another thing that's, it is a pretty big thing, because there are some communities out there that can play, have enough people to play. So it's good that they don't have to do anything crazy to get that to work, and it's just in the game now, so be coming soon.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to thank the community of all the people when I do my streams that you guys came in and took part on in helping out and sending the data, sending your guys' reports in that, hey, we were playing on Split's map, I crashed, this is my bug report, all those things like that. It gave me and Grumpy especially a lot of really good information. We play with people from all over the world, Australia, Russia, Germany, like everywhere, all at the same time. To see how it handled these things. I also down-tuned my computer to test and things like that, but the memory is one thing you guys will need. I recommend you guys, if you're trying to host a 16, I'd recommend you guys have about, I would say you need about, I would say you honestly need about 64. 32 will work, but you might start having a little bit of shutters if you have a lot of things opened up. And you might have people from over the world that are, their ping is not as stable. Right, so this will also answer a question for the people that when you're digging in this upper terrain, if it's never been touched or anything like that before, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a hint. If you've never touched the terrain before and you dig for the first time, it'll make the game lag. So the best thing you can do is jump in and kind of like deform a little bit in an area, and then kind of save it and get rid of this green area first. Especially if you plan on playing big 16 players. That's the one thing that we noticed that kind of helped out quite a bit. And then once we get down into these layers here, beautiful. No more lag.
Yeah. It doesn't get rid of it totally, but it certainly helps it tremendously.
Yes. Even just dropping RDX on the top layer when you're going to get ready to open up a cut helps a lot. So just a little bit of a hint there if you guys are getting ready to start playing the 16 when this thing releases. And you're doing that to kind of help you guys with some performance within the voxel itself that's causing an issue. Some of the things that we kind of found out along the way of doing the testing.
And we are aware of that issue, but is working to solve it.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
A lot of nerdy talk we could go into over that, but we'll save that for DMs.
Yeah.
So you are noticing something real quick. You see Christian's ping is about 52. Actually, double that in about a half is actually his actual ping. That's why you're kind of seeing the vehicle kind of jostle a little bit during multiplayer sessions. But for him, it's smooth. But for the host or anybody else that might be seeing it, it might be a little wobbly a little bit, but it's not like that for him. Unless he's smashing the wall face with the...
I'm actually using the boom to force it through the ground, so it's not good for me either.
Yeah.
But that's...
Yeah, cutting to the right.
Using the bagger.
Workhorse.
Yeah. Okay, I've got the bagger data and the episode where you ran all the trucks, episode 14, I believe it was.
Okay, so the information you see up on the screen right now is when the last podcast when we ran with 16 with Christian. 429 haul trucks. We ran a total of 114 haul trucks an hour. We moved 173,000 cubic yards of material in like 3 hours, like something like that, like 3.5, or I think is what it was. We made a total of, just if we were to not smelt anything, we would have made $67 million just selling the raw material alone. During that stream. Do you have the data for the other one now? The bagger?
It's the bagger.
Okay, so the test that we ran yesterday with running 2 of these in a system like this, going head on into the wall face, this is a 1-hour test. We ran 32,000 cubic meters with just 2, taking a shallow cut. So, and we would have made a total of $13 million. So that's 2 baggers. So cut those numbers in half, and that's your general rough output of these things. So you don't need monster wash plants to run these baggers here. Like these are just, this is technically just a 4-lane. You don't really need it, but this gives you a little bit of leverage to wiggle your boom and get a little bit more movement out of it. So they're big boys, and they will push a lot of material, but there is some prep, and there's some different cut patterns and things like that going on. And yes, I do have those tutorials coming out as soon as this thing drops, so don't worry, it won't be like last update.
The question, the German bagger 293 have a separate conveyor machine. Is that something in the pipeline? No, we do not plan on adding that, simply because it didn't work very well, and it's just I actually this summer I visited the 293, or if it was I think it was one of them. But yeah, they can have it, because when they move, you actually, when you look at them work, they move so slowly that you can't actually tell if they're moving or not. So yeah, we just skip the part of the separate like minecart thingy that they have running on top of the or like the discharge part of it, to make them more versatile and easier to play with as well. I think it was the Hamba mine. I don't remember. The one that's most south of everything. And I don't remember what the old outpost was named either.
Nope. I don't think he's talked anything about scrapers, which would have been in the 2025 showcase video, or man lifts. I don't think you guys have.
No. T-Bone, if you want to take that by text, you can if you want.
Yeah, I know. I get a lot of questions in stream about the man lift. I'm like, the last thing I heard was I think you said something like you guys are working on the animations and the control system, because it's like a remote, something different than you guys have done or something before. So I don't know fully. I get that question a lot during stream about the man lift.
Yeah, there are a few
wrong.
reasons to hold it off, but yeah, it's coming.
Here's a quality of life one here. highlight.
Hey,
Wingtip.
Spring your output boom to this conveyor over here for me.
Will we ever be able to
So we don't-
rename vehicles?
Yeah, I think so. It's yeah, sometime in the future, I think so. So you can
Probably
actually
something good, yeah. The quality of life updates or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, be a good time to fit. Yeah, because it would be very nice to, because when you're looking at a truck, you don't know where it is, right? You're like, oh gosh, now I
Yeah.
gotta figure out where it is, or I have to place another vehicle like the red truck or the black truck. It'd be great for something like that, right? So I think that's why a lot of people
Yeah.
want to be able to name it or put a color code to it. Even just the map menu, right? Like click on the vehicle and put like a note or something. See it.
Yeah. No, but stuff like that is coming and will be added as we go along with the development phase. Why does the fuel truck not have headlights? Because if you've noticed, no vehicle has headlights yet. That's another thing that needs to be added. It's your boy Scott asks any plans for ore body changes. Yeah, in the future.
All right, now it's pushed off a year. Too many questions. That's it.
Yeah.
What's love, Scott, dude?
D-Bone is no longer levitating or passing the ISS. He is now orbiting the moon or something.
He's in a transition to Mars at the moment.
Yep. At this, if the podcast continues for another couple of hours, it's gonna be approaching Pluto soon.
He's gonna have to we're gonna have to get a blood pressure cuff for him.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should do a rapid fire real quick. We'll hit up a couple more and we'll get this going. I know it's getting a little bit late on your guys' side and you guys probably have things to do in the morning. Like I said, if you guys will have more in-depth questions or suggestions, make sure you guys join the NMC Discord and have at it. They always answer questions and stuff like that in there. So if we missed anything, it's not because we don't like you or love you or anything like that. It's just there's a lot of questions that we see coming through on our end that you guys don't see because we have multiple platforms. You guys can see them on the screen, right? Actually, you guys can see them. So the actual full text log I have up on there during these now. So,
Yeah. And sometimes it takes a day or something for questions to be asked or to be answered. But yeah, just hold out or ask again if you haven't gotten an answer. But yeah, should we do one rapid fire last rush and then?
I'll put them up here. Turd Nerd says Platinum Ore. Where is it?
Good question. I don't know. It's one of those that we added and it hasn't really materialized in the game yet.
I don't think the
See it
defrost
as
floor
how-
make it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah, the front floater might have been planned to make it, but then somebody did some research and realized that the front floater doesn't actually make platinum, so we might have And
Uh,
it might also be the case where the platinum stuff is in the works to be made.
It's also the same thing as
Uh,
Jade. Jade was removed from the game too. A lot of people are like, "Where in the hell did you get Jade?" Like, well, that's been gone for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. Yeah. Server paint is something I want to add soon because I think that would be very useful.
well, that would be a big help for people. Yeah.
Yeah, marking
Yeah.
out cuts and things like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For their workers to help follow along.
Yeah. Will the jumbo drill be a bolting jumbo or a drilling jumbo or both? God damn it, Scott. That's a quite technical question. But yes, it will be for both drilling and then bolting nets and placing explosives. Is
See,
the
this is
plan. If
this is why we give them shit.
yeah. But yeah, that's a question only underground miners will know. Oh, wrong button again.
Well, there'd be different bolts for different strata when they roof bolt.
I think that's the plan, but we haven't gotten far enough that I know. I don't know, to be honest. I know that we don't know how it's gonna turn out. That's as much as I can say.
Sorry, I had
And
to
I can
tease that a
say
little
that
bit.
yeah, and I can say that for a fact that we don't know.
Some of these questions have been answered already, but I'm going to pop this one up here as well too. For the my wishes for the future update are horns that match the vehicle size, lights, and project farther. Project farther, renaming vehicles. We kind of hit on quite a few of these, but increase the speed for the drone. That's something we've actually kind of talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
About maybe having like hydrostatic for the drone, so it has like gear 2. We want to zoom.
Yeah, yeah, multiple speed levels for it might be like you have on the drones. They actually are called what are called like race, standard, and cinematic or something like that. Whereas cinematic is the slowest, so you can take nice shots or something. But yeah, quality of life stuff like that is coming.
Since I always like the cinematic shot stuff, I've always wished we had like a placeable like dot system where we could place it in the world and the drone would follow that on a path if once you set go.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of the same thing as adding the trucks to do the same thing, right? To haul our material
yeah,
for us. So it's kind of like the mod on Farm Sim course play.
yeah. Is your boy Scott's question is rather good as well. A better role manager for managers. That is as well one quality of life thing we have to add as the game gets bigger and bigger, and we get more and more players in the
It's
the sessions.
people always ask me, well, why don't people start with hammers or things like that? Well, it's to combat griefing, right? So if you don't give
Yeah,
players the ability to grief you, then you don't need to ban people. But it is annoying that they just can keep coming back in. You have to actually log out and change the server password. It is something that I think we discussed in depth, but you guys are just kind of figuring whether or not you're going to do the ban lists and things like that. Right?
yeah,
It's a big question because there's lots of issues there. I mean, do you allow servers to have ban lists of their own, and how long do they stay banned, and just for the session, or do you want? So I mean, that means you have to write files and look up theme IDs and all. It's a fairly complex system, not something that can just be added super quick.
yeah, and there has to be some thought to the system as well.
Exactly.
The best thing I
Just
could
like
say
when
right
we
now,
had,
guys, is just don't hand out hammers and don't give people that have not been on your save that are trusted in your community the power to buy things like nuclear bombs. You know,
yes,
like, and make sure that your auto saves I don't play with autosave because of that, because I know that there's people that do troll, and that way
Yeah.
I can go, okay, sorry guys, we have to reset. I have to change the password, get everybody back in. We haven't had to do that. Everyone's been very respectful and stuff like that. But I do know that there's communities out there that have had trolls sabotage them constantly, and guys, that's not cool. You know what I mean? But proper save integrity, and it's a trust system, like all games, right? Don't give your friends your
Yeah.
passwords, so to speak, right? Like we all know these rules of gaming.
Yeah. What about the ability to pay other players for their time? Yes, this is something we added the contracting system, but then we realized we had some fundamental gameplay issues with how that works. So we have to figure out that first, and then we can start to add stuff like that. So yeah, it's coming, but yeah, we have a plan. We haven't just executed it yet.
Get those questions in, guys. We have a couple more. We're just gonna do a rapid fire segment here, and then we're gonna end the stream here for the day. Appreciate you guys all coming out and hanging out, answering questions and things like that. Appreciate Christian for the time. The new maps question was answered quite a few times, Mech. They're not really giving out any kind of information about that here at the moment, so kind of like a recap.
Yeah.
Here's one for you, Christian. Has the dozer contact surface been addressed? I guess there's
No,
many
it
issues.
has not. The dosers are my little side project, or my little project that I'm trying to figure out a real good solution to. So that's being worked on. But there's absolutely no deadline for that because it's a very mystic thing to get working well.
Keep in mind,
We
guys,
have
when you see us highlighting these questions that pop up on the screen, we're going to be going through tonight, and we're going to be cutting out all the segments and putting them into a squashed video for you guys. So if you missed the stream and you don't want to filter through the whole thing, we'll be putting out the video for that here. I'll be having that tonight. So that's what I'll be doing after this stream, is getting all the questions compiled, so that way you guys know some of the stuff we talked about here.
Why does the GPS system change when you restart the game? That's because it was a very simple system at the start and has grown bigger and bigger and bigger. And now when we are looking to revamp and add more GPS things, we will address that issue as well.
Here's one for you. Automated concrete production.
Yes, coming. That's being worked on. That's the assets we need for that is being made, or has to be made before we can obviously release it.
Here's a good one. Will there come more levels to player progression to max out the skill tree?
Yes, that will. The plan is to grow that as we add more stuff to the game. So you're never really finished. T-Bone has entered the Alpha Center. Yeah.
These podcasts are more of a T-bone stress test.
Yes.
See, this
But
is why we need hugs on Sunday.
Yeah. But in all fairness, T-Bone was invited to the stream as well. Even though I'm fairly sure it would be him mostly just saying no, and
I just read my DM from T-Bone. He said he wants to fight me.
yeah, well, that's your issue. And I just want to point out that this podcast was Split's idea and not mine.
Yeah. We like poking for that info.
Yeah. And I'm all for dodging responsibility.
It was actually chat. I was like, I don't know what they got. And I was like, do you guys want one? They're like, yes. Like, okay.
Yeah.
The Friday news is one thing, in Discord's another thing, but actually hearing you live and just chilling out is a completely different ball.
Yeah. To be honest, with this podcast, I'm mostly surprised that my cough hasn't made a mess of the entire podcast.
It's okay, even if you were, man. Everybody understands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said today, guys, this is kind of like an anniversary as well today. We were a little bit delayed. But happy 3 years to the dev team and to the community. Right? Like,
Yeah.
look at go back and watch the very first podcast. It was literally just like it was like the Stone Age compared to now. Right? Like,
Yeah.
Christian, you're like, well, I added this, and I go over to test it. I'm like, yeah, it's not working, dude. That tree ain't falling over. Well, that rock is supposed to fall into the ground. Nope. No falling into the ground. Log into the map.
Yeah.
Excavators half stuck in the ground. Like,
Yeah. And then just a ton of like basic systems like, oh, that might come somewhere in the future.
Yep.
But now we have most of those, so we can actually focus on the fun things that people enjoy, not translating the game, for example, which is necessary and really helpful for a lot of players, but it's not a fun feature to add.
Christian with a K is T-Bone, by the way. That's who we're talking about.
It'll always
Yeah.
be.
So yes, we are 2 Christians in NMC. And we are the oldest members and basically the founders of NMC. So back in the days when we were modding for farming, Giants actually loved us because they had no way of telling who was who. And when I quit modding for Farm Sim, they kept sending me stuff, whereas they excluded T-Bone, which was the wrong way around. But yeah, that was fun.
No, normal when I'm flying around the drone, I just have my HUD off when I'm just chilling on the podcast.
That's a good quality of life idea. Can we get the fuel notification removed from the drones?
No, that's essential to the drone footage. Now we can definitely replace that with the fairly normal battery critically low please land the drone thing that's normally up on the drone HUD in real life.
My drone runs on souls.
Yeah, and on diesel fuel apparently.
Yep. I mean, technically it runs on the tiers of the physics haters, but, you know, we'll...
Yeah.
I get my drone to fly extra fast.
Well, obviously, we need to lock the fact that you can get platinum in the periodic tree because that's absolutely a huge problem.
Yeah.
That I think the last update was a little bit more revealing to what you guys are doing in the future, and it was very periodic tree. People, I think I saw a lot of people saying that it's like, well, why is this needed? Well, the game's about digging like material. Why wouldn't you have a periodic tree? And it like revealed that you guys are going to be adding those elements, right? Like,
Yeah.
At least the
There's-
possibility
there-
of it, yeah.
or yeah, there was the possibility, right? So I think that was one of the biggest like Easter egg. The last update was a lot. It would give us a lot of information without saying it, right?
Yeah.
So that's what got me excited. I was
because-
like, oof, that's awesome.
Yeah, you can technically read out a lot from the periodic table on what's to come. If you're a bit curious. So yeah, now we dropped
Fun.
that as well.
One I've been seeing a lot lately too. Is will there be a wash plant for ruby and diamond to be produced? Like actually, like instead of the workshop table.
Yeah, we're gonna be expanding on the production continuously. So
Production automation. Yeah.
yeah. Oxygen should be given at you once you log into the map. You're breathing. Well, yeah, but it would make it seem like it's broken. So no.
You should have to run for like 15 minutes straight. And it says oxygen
Yeah.
found.
Uh,
You've talked about this before.
What?
If
No,
uranium is available, does that mean that we're going to be having the ability able to make nuclear reactors as power generators?
We're gonna have to buy a 4-point harness for T-bone before I answer that question.
Okay. We'll say yeah.
Yeah.
T-bone's going to need that nuclear engine to get back. Here's one. Not just an excavator, but just mini equipment. Yeah, you've answered this one quite a bit, right? Like it's a
yeah.
to do thing, but when, right? So
Yeah. And it's coming. It's just we have to make stuff, so it takes its own sweet little time to add stuff. When will Out of War be a space race? That's a good question. I don't think it will be, but it would be cool if you could build stuff. But yeah,
a Mars map be kind of cool.
yeah, perhaps not, but
I remember we talked about it at the beginning. You're like, I don't want to build space mining machines.
yeah. It would be easier to just make it a mine space mining game and then not fix the physics,
It's true.
or like just turn the weight of the vehicles down and just be like, nah, we're on the moon, boys.
All right. You can pick the last 2 questions, and then we'll get out here.
Will there be plans for a Steam workshop for vehicles and maps? No, I don't think we will limit it to the Steam workshop. Just like how Farm Sim doesn't limit their game to the Steam workshop. What else? How do I get these baggers? Well, in the upcoming update, you will get these baggers.
That date has not been released yet, so soon.
Yeah, exactly.
So here, chat, how many of you guys are hyped to see all this stuff? I know a lot of this has been, you might be able to tell, Chris. Are the baggers more requested than multiplayer was? Like which one did you see the most over the years?
Well, the baggers is the more requested thing, simply because, well, after multiplayer got released, people stopped requesting multiplayer for obvious reasons. So I think it would have been a very weird community if they kept requesting multiplayer after it was released. So yeah, I would say the baggers in terms of amount of requests.
So
Yeah,
after
it's-
baggers and multiplayer, what was the third? What's the new?
Yeah, true.
Always
Yeah,
ask
that's a
that.
great question. That's a
What-
great question, Grumpy.
Ooh. What's the new bagger?
Yeah.
Oh. That's a really good question. I haven't thought about this. I think actually that might be the GPS system.
Oh,
Yeah, could be.
like auto GPS and stuff like that. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I see that one a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely nothing to do with underground mining.
Yeah, 100% nothing to do with underground
No,
mining.
no.
I think you guys have done a great job. I honestly do. I think chat, you noticed that today, and too, chat, they were spamming it hard earlier today. Super appreciative of your guys' time, Christian, and the rest of the devs, and hopefully T-Bone's blood pressure's all right. We'll have to give him some big hugs afterwards. But chat, thank you guys very much for showing up today and hanging out with us today for a little while. Of course, I'll be streaming around, working on things, more videos coming out, doing stuff like that. I'm sure we'll hear some notifications. Keep an eye out on Steam. We have no clue what date they're going to be dropping it, so keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Keep looking. Look for it. Join the Discord, guys. Join NMC. Make sure you guys get in there. There's a suggestions area, like I've said about 1 million times over the last couple of years. These guys are really open to chatting about the game and theory crafting the game with everybody. As you guys can tell, most devs do not do what we're doing here today. They can't because of publishing companies and things like that. So I cherish the time that we do get with you guys and hang out and just have fun, right? So, yeah, very, very much, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. Anytime.
And thanks for all the support from the community as well.
Yeah.
And the viewers.
It's been great. It's been really good. It's been fun. All right, guys.
Awesome.
No need to drag it on. We're out of here. Have fun, everybody. Thank you, Grumpy Wacy, for running some baggers today. And we'll catch you guys in Discord, chilling and stuff like that. So,
Absolutely.
take it easy, y'all.
everybody.
Have a great night. Be safe out there, and keep an eye on your Steam.
Yeah.